So there is 4 months till the end of the year, and if someone is thinking about starting trading right now, but they don't really know where to start or what to do, and they're worried about they're going to get to January 1st and be in the same position, what would your advice be to them?
Q4 starts now. It is as simple as that. Q4 has to begin now, and I'll tell you why. September, October, November, December, half the world is switched off. No one is going to be able to salvage their year in December. All they're going to do is look back with regret, with pain, frustration, and just be annoyed that they let another year go by, and they're going to look at themselves and go, I'm not trading the money that I want to trade. I'm not where I want to be. I don't look how I want to look. Like, nothing in my life has improved. I've still got the same bullshit habits that I just haven't seemed to get rid of. So what can you do? Treat Q4 as it's now, because at least you get the 4 months. At least you get the whole of September, the whole of October, the whole of November. So when it does come down to December, you can be a bit proud of yourself and go, do you know what? 90 days, so much can change in 90 days. I've seen people turn their life around in 90 days. How long ago did you get involved in Rewired?
So I joined when you released Peak Performance. So it was the end of April, 28th or 29th, I believe, yeah.
And that's not far away at all. That's not a long time to see so much change and progression. You must have had to acted on it almost instantly.
It was so instantaneously, yeah, it was straight away.
And then in December, rather than scrambling around to salvage their year, they're thinking about what I've done well, what I could do a bit better, what do I want to do, be and have in the next 12 months in 2026, guilt-free, not stressed, and creating a game plan that in 2026, this is what I'm doing. So when they spend time with friends and family, it's earned.
So how is this video going to help someone?
Numbers. As simple as that. The reason why traders get nowhere near where they want to be, they don't know their numbers, they don't know how to figure it out. They have this idea of, I want to be a full-time trader. What does that look like exactly? What variables do you need to consider? How much money do you need in your bank? How much do you need to be trading with? How big is your personal account? What do you have to have saved aside? And what is going to be your process of going full-time for the first 6 months? So I'll just give people a formula, really black and white, really simple. You apply this, you can make crazy growth over the next 3 to 4 months. If anything, this video is my 18 years of experience condensed into one singular video that's going to help you out. Right, let me show you this. So before I went full time, I wasn't always able to get into low time frame positions. Sometimes I was at the mercy of, well, you just got to take the daily. It is what it is. I'm working my 9 to 5 job. I'm going super early, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm up and then I'm gone within half hour. I'm going all the way to London, loads of travel, and I'm either taking trades in between when I can in London session or not. So sometimes I just had to realize, well, look, I can't interfere with these trades. And yes, you try and take positions. The amount of time I would go to the bathroom, try and take a trade, doesn't always work out well. But you try and make do. You do what you want to do. You do what you need to get done to get involved in the markets. But the daily trades, these were some of my best. Do you know what I did when I was working a 9 to 5 job? The less I was just sucked into lower time frames, the better my returns would be. And these two trades remind me of them. So if you take a look at Euro Aussie, this is just a simple daily range. So if I was someone looking to get into trading for the very first time, I would be using the daily and I'd be using the 4 hours. The reason why I teach the 4 hour a lot, because it gives you so much more flexibility. And if you don't have a lot of time in front of the charts, then you're able to take it. But you want a good daily as well, ideally. So take a look at this. This is just a simple daily range. You got a lot of volume sat here, a lot of liquidity and volume there as well. We take it out. Then you get your second rejection. The second rejection is key because the first rejection, what you tend to have is a tiny little tip as well. You'll have 3 consecutive candles. So let's say you've got your 1, you've then got your 2. This resembles the daily, right? Regardless of the wicks on them, there's a high chance you can get the third, right? Before you get the pullback, before you get the correction. So if you think about how much volume is building here, price could be coming up. And then on that, if you didn't wait for that second rejection, it can just fill that wick. And then you have another bullish candle up here. And before you're trying to sell it, it's already broken out and then creating a continuation to go higher. So you really do want to wait for that confirmation. So this would be the example of you're going into your 9 to 5 job. You've waited for that daily to close. And take it here. So that's what you'll be looking at. Here is your daily profile. Top of the range. Now you're looking to target. I would look to target 90% of that. So I'd measure it out like this. And go, that's my target area. So I'd mark that on and go, right, that's my 90%. Leave that there or thereabouts. and then that's my semi-swing style trade. Now, you don't always have to take it straight off of the daily time frame. It doesn't need to be a typical, let's say, doesn't need to be like this. There are much better ways, because then you'd be dealing with massive stops, and we have to travel quite a long way just for a 3.2. But if you're going to swing style positions, then naturally the risk reward is not going to be as high. But using the lower time frame, what I'll do is I'll use a daily profile, but I'm not saying this is the exact stop, but there would be examples in which that I can milk that for 7% instead of 3%. So that's how I would do it. I'd manage it more loosely. And these are examples of trades that you can be involved, but you got to let them run. You got to be able to hold. So doing them on prop firms, a little bit more on the difficult side. Some might let you, some might not. But having even a small personal account to like build that habit is absolutely crucial. So you got Euro Aussie, you got Pound Aussie as well, same sort of thing. But you just got to know what you're looking for. You essentially have to target where is the most amount of volume and value. So where are the bigger players, the banks going to step into this market to position themselves for heavy shorts? What would that look like? I teach people to know what that looks like. And once you can position that, then you've got some really nice daily candle shape formations. This is like really simple, but not easy to execute on because people will mistake it for all these different things. But once you know what you're looking for, it's very, very repeatable. And then you're holding these trades. Again, this one, how far have we achieved this one? I don't think we've got to 90% just yet. So yeah, we're getting close towards that 90%. So that's just a simple way using the daily. So then when you start getting into lower time frames, like the 4 hour, the 1 hour time frame, you can start to build on those positions. You can start to scale in. So like you have your bigger position, then you have your next position, and then you have your next position, then you have your next position. So like you're going to get trades along the way. And one of the best things that you can experience is that when you've got a daily profile like this, where you're in on a daily, and bearing in mind, this is not some big high time frame trend, it's just literally playing the range. But when you've got a daily range like that, and then you can milk one run, this is what I always call the golden run, if you like. People mistake trading as this vehicle where you make money every month, every week, every day. It doesn't work like that. When the market gives you opportunity, the market gives you opportunities. Sometimes it is awful. Sometimes you just have to either not trade. You have to know when to step out. You have to know when to do nothing. It's like the art of doing nothing. Damage control. Because a lot of your profit will come from one singular runs. It will come from one singular month or just one singular quarter. So if you can master one run, you might have daily entry, 4 hour entry, a scale in, another scale in, build on that. And within one simple run that might last, a couple of weeks, that does 80% of what makes up your quarterly profits. That's the key here. And this is the part of the industry you don't want to teach you. And I didn't even know that. I just thought trading is just about winning, losing. Not about cycles, not about learning how to milk something and take full advantage and squeeze every drop when you can. So that's what I used to do. But I remember that feeling of just wanting to leave my job. And I was focused on all the wrong things. And if you focus more on this, you stand a much higher chance of actually quitting your job and doing this successfully. So this is a real life scenario as to what it'd look like for you. You're not spending hours in front of the charts. You're going to work, you're doing your daily thing. At the end of the day, you're managing the trade. At the end of the day, you're entering the position. So you're doing very minimal work in the sense of once you've highlighted the area, you've set your order, whatever it is, you've got your target, that's it. That you walk away, you leave it alone. You go to work, you do your 9 to 5, whatever you're doing, and then you come back at the end of the day, and then you get a chance to lock in some profit. But you're not doing it as aggressively as what a scalper would do, or trying to aggressively lock in as much money as possible. You're letting it breathe. You're playing more of a slightly longer term. But you don't need to be stuck in one bracket. You don't need to just do this. This is the beauty of having a system that's dynamic. So, for example, I can take a higher time frame trade, like a semi-swing style trade. I can also do an advanced version of this where I'll benefit from the daily volume and daily momentum, but I'll enter on a lower time frame and I'll position myself strategically where price doesn't usually interact with that part of the daily. So it kind of gives me a safe zone, if you like. So I can benefit, smaller stop, increase the stake size, increase the risk to reward, beautiful, then I'll scale into these moves. But I have the ability to go, right, I'm going to be really busy, I'm going to be traveling, I've got a packed schedule, I can't be on the lower time frames managing the trades. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to enter these positions and I'm going to let them run. And when I do have more time, I have the skill set and I have the system that's repeatable that gives me an edge to also scale into the moves or just take a completely different instrument. That to me is golden, building a system that can last and stand the test of time. on any asset class that you like. What more would you want? So to me, this is going to be the thing that saves you. This is going to be one of the things that gives you the most amount of impact. And the reason why I know it is I've tested it on thousands of people and it works every time like a charm. You've got to this point in the year, like we're in September. So you must be able to look through your statements and see what was your behavior like in Q1, Q2, and most of Q3. So you want to look at the difference between the start of the year to the summer period. So I strategically want you to look at January, February, March. So look at what your spending was like. Was you wasting money? Were you spending it on too many coffees? Was you going out, or was you just locked in? And then what I want you to look at is look at June, July, and August, because this is the summer period where people slack off. That is usually the clue. Like the answers are in those statements. Look at that, see what your behavior's like, see what your spending's like. Then I want you to trim the fat. So go through it and put 2 columns. Self-sufficiency. This is going to be a number that you acquire by figuring out what is the most amount of money that you need to essentially survive. And that covers all of your essential spending. But you need 2 columns. You need a column that is essentials and non-essentials. Now, when you go through those statements, you're going to find behaviors, you're going to find a lot of junk that you don't need, that isn't helping you make money in trading, isn't helping you level up. Get rid of that. You're going to be instantly wealthier. And suddenly you could save like £200, £300 a month. And suddenly you've got money now to learn how to trade. How convenient, just by fixing your spending habits. But do this so you can work out what that true self-sufficiency number is. Once you have it, that is the number that you can then work out from trading how much you need to be trading with to make this a full-time thing. That's the formula. It's the numbers. People don't do the work. So let's say for you it's 2K. Now you know what account size do I need to be trading to make 2K per month. What percentage return on that account size would I need to be trading to make 2K per month? We have our own in-house fund, and I have all the formulas. I've shared them on other videos where we went through this prep and profit workshop. It's very, very simple. Like on a 120k account, which is just 2 doubles away on our in-house fund. So you go for an assessment and then you go to the next stage. You're literally trading 120k. And even by making a 4 or 5% return, you're making way more than 2k. So let's say it was 2k per month. That's your self-sufficiency number. Your golden number is just double whatever that number is. So that self-sufficiency number just keeps you going, keeps you alive, keeps you thriving. And then your golden number is just double what that is. So then you go, right, 4k, how much do I need to be trading to make 4k? Simple. And then you've got the account. 120k account actually does that on a relatively low return. That's why I always tell our traders, aim for that 120k first, because once you've got that, guys, you've essentially bought your freedom. You're now in a position where you can go, do you know what? A 4 or 5% return after profit split on a small 120k leveraged account. That's done. Job done. If you want to quit your job, you can quit your job. Like, that is how simple it really is. So that is the formula. Go and work that out and see how much more clarity that you have moving forward to actually realize you can map this out to be a real career for you. Do the formula. Is going to give you a spring in your step. So if you're watching this video, you still have time to finish the year in the best possible way. Let's be honest, none of us, whether you've been looking to get into trading or not, want to finish the year feeling disappointed. Who wants to do that in the middle of December? You know, if you're into the festive period and watching a few Christmas movies, like whatever it is, no one wants to be doing that and then looking back and going, another year wasted. Can't believe this year went really quick. Well, you have time now. You can treat Q4 as if it is now. So imagine there's a version of you that finally just locked in and stopped wasting money on things that don't improve your life. You got around good people. You got around people that are winners, because guess what? They're going to push you. They're going to push you out your comfort zone. They're going to make you feel like, right, I need to be working harder. And guess what? You get better results. So imagine there's a version of you that finally locks in. You have a fantastic September, an amazing October, and a phenomenal November. And you then put yourself into a position, you're walking into December, you know, in a stride. Like, you're confident knowing that I have absolutely just crushed the last 3 months, and that's all it took. Finally, a decision for you to make a concentrated effort where you didn't get distracted for just 90 days. You've done that, and now suddenly you're in the best possible position to start planning for those much bigger mountains to climb, those bigger goals in 2026. So I am so confident with the knowledge and the value that I just shared with you. If you want to make it happen, you can. It's right there in front of you. The formula's there. You know the type of mentality that you need. This little phase right now, I'm telling you, it is going to go by like that. So you're either going to be all in Or are you going to get to December and you're going to think about this video going, I was told, I was even given some free value that could help me, and I either chose to do nothing about it, or I just locked in and actually changed my life.